Let's get this video lecture started right with a definition of our subject, which is organizational modeling. This technique is applied in the definition of the roles and responsibilities and reporting structures that exist within an organization, and to bring into line those structures within the organizational goals. An organizational model explains how an organization or organizational unit is set up. The idea is to put people together to fulfill a common objective or goal. This purpose may be functional, meaning that the people in question share a common set or skills and knowledge, or to serve a particular market. There are three basic types of organizational structures, and I would like to briefly cover them here. So first we start with the functional organization, where all activities are solely related to the functional tasks being fulfilled. The second construction is called a matrix organization, where you might have different types of reporting lines. For example, you might have a solid line reporting to one boss and a dotted line reporting to another boss. If it sounds confusing, it is. Take my word for it. I've gone through it. The last scenario is a projectized organization where virtually all activities within an organization are tied to projects. These different structures are not insignificant. Do you remember what we talked about in our first week where the organization should reflect the objectives? Well, as a business analyst, the organizational structure can be a very good indicator of enterprise environmental factors. Let's perform a more deeper dive into the organizational purpose and structure. As mentioned already, functionally oriented organizations group together staff based on shared skills or areas of expertise or specialization, you might call it. They are largely adopted in order to encourage the standardization of work or processes within the organization. Functional organizations facilitate cost management and reduce duplication of work, but are prone to develop communication and cross-functional coordination problems. Markets. The term market-oriented applies to the number of different possible ways of organizing an enterprise, all of which are based on servicing a particular customer segment rather than on the common skills or expertise of the employees. Market-oriented structures enable the organization to be better oriented with the needs of its customers, but are prone to develop inconsistencies in how work is performed and to duplicate work in multiple divisions. A market-oriented organization may be organized around customer groups, geographical areas, projects, or processes. Lastly, roles. An organizational unit will include a number of specific roles. Each role requires a specific set of skills and knowledge, will have certain responsibilities, will perform particular kinds of work, and will also have well-defined relationships within other roles in the organization. Interfaces. Each organizational unit will have interfaces or boundaries with other organizational units. Boundaries may be in the form of work packages that the organizational unit receives or delivers to other units, communication with people in other roles, and so on and so on. The work packages should have defined requirements and quality standards that are agreed on by all participants that are affected by those packages, of course. These requirements, standards, and the expectations may be formally or informally defined and may be negotiated on a case-by-case or a systematic basis, or allow for flexibility in how they're met. The essential diagram used in organization models is the org chart, or the organizational chart. There's no formal standards set for defining these org charts, although there are certain standard conventions that most org charts will follow. So there you have it. Everything you wanted to know about organizational modeling, but were afraid to ask. Thanks for sticking around, and I hope to see you again in our next session. Thank you.